Alright, we're back. Like I said, I was going to have another one for y'all, and again, you should be seeing this sometime Wednesday morning as it is Tuesday night. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into some football stuff, and of course, a couple of trades have been going, a lot of trades have been going down as the deadline is in, I believe, the next couple of weeks. I'm not real sure, but either way, we got some pretty interesting ones here. First, of course, this one was actually revealed, I believe, yesterday, and it's Josh Uche, who is an edge rusher, or at least was an edge rusher for the New England Patriots, and is now edge rusher for the Kansas City Chiefs, as they have had him sent over for, was a 6th round pick, I believe it was. This is really interesting, coming off of the trade that they just had, bringing in DeAndre Hopkins from the Tennessee Titans. I feel like this is interesting for the fact that, honestly, their defense has been pretty damn good, actually, have the Chiefs. I mean, and this is coming from a Broncos fan. I can watch them objectively and say they've just been really, really good defensively. So I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if they've had an injury take place on the defensive side of the ball, but this is really interesting that they're bringing him in. I'm not overly familiar. I know that he is a pretty solid pass rusher, to say the very least. I'm probably understating that some, but I imagine he's definitely going to add to the Chiefs' pass rush, and I'm not looking forward to that, as the Broncos have the Sunday game in Kansas City here a week from Sunday, so, we'll see how that winds up working out, but definitely an interesting move to see Kansas City go this direction to shore up their squad. But I mean, if it's working, I guess why not make it better or whatever. I mean, we'll see how it holds up when they face us, but that's a whole other thing. I'll leave that for a whole another video in time. But nonetheless, we're going to go from one trade to another. This one took place today, actually. And this is Deontay Johnson heading to the Baltimore Ravens for a 5th and a 6th round pick. Now, I'm really interested in this one. Again, I'm not sure that, if anything, I think this is really fascinating, and what makes the Kansas City Uche trade fascinating is I figured this would have been a move that the Ravens would have tried to make. They added another receiver. They've got a really good receiving core with Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, and Nelson Aguilar, amongst others. And the rest of that offense is definitely, need I say more? Derrick Henry, Isaiah Likely, amongst others. I find this one to be really, really interesting. I guess he'll definitely help open things up offensively, but why they wouldn't have gone with a defensive move like Kansas City is what really is really intriguing to me, because they certainly could use the help. I mean, they're not as bad defensively as a lot of people want to believe. I mean, we'll see how they hold up against my Broncos this Sunday, but really all they're missing is just the kind of pass rush that has had them a lot higher in the defensive ranks over the years. I mean, I'm just trying to understand what this move actually does for the Ravens, other than add another weapon to the arsenal. But, just given what we've been seeing out of Lamar, you can't really go wrong. He's on the verge of yet another MVP season. We'll see what it does for him, but going from one receiver to another on a not-so-happy note, Stephon Diggs is now out for the rest of the season with injury. I believe they said it was an MCL, or it was a knee injury, certainly, but either way, it's going to be really, really interesting, because to me, going into the season, this was a really significant reason why I thought the Houston Texans and I still believe this to be the case, would be a problem. And yeah, I still feel like that's going to wind up coming into fruition. But the interesting thing for me, I think, is the fact that they've already had guys there in Nico Collins. I know he's been out with a hamstring. He'll be back in about a week or so. You've got Tank Dell, who I feel like is one of the best up-and-coming receivers in the league. And, of course, Joe Mixon has come in and actually given them that punch out of the backfield that, you know, apparently they didn't seem to have with just Dameon Pierce, and I'm not even sure who else I want to name on that backfield, but it's just going to be interesting to see how Houston gets through all of this. I feel like they'll be okay, but this definitely takes away a significant weapon from what they have going for them, and at least defensively they're still as tough as they have been. Again, Joe Mixon, I think, has definitely been the key. As long as he still remains healthy, I don't really see there being all that much of an issue here, but man, it's definitely going to be a little bit more difficult just for the fact. But moving right along, we'll go ahead. I got this going a little bit smoother than the other video that I did here tonight, but anyway, last topic I want to talk to, we're again keeping it football, but we're going college. I want to talk about Travis Hunter real quick. I say this because my best friend Darren, he actually asked me legitimately, you know, do I believe Travis Hunter is the Heisman this year? And my honest answer to that is yes. I say that specifically for the fact that at the rate things are going, especially given the way that the Colorado Buffaloes have been playing, especially defensively, and the fact that even through having been dinged up on multiple occasions this season, this dude still comes through, plays some amazing football at cornerback, all the while coming through and putting up some just absurd offensive receiving numbers that I just don't understand how it's even happening the way that it is, but this man is doing it right now. I mean, he's obviously going to be a top 3 pick. I mean, I'm trying to figure out reasons other than whoever it is that's going to be number 1 based on their necessity. Like, if they're not going after O-line, QB, or anything along those lines, there's no reason that Travis Hunter shouldn't be the number 1 overall pick. Hell, I've even had someone say to me, you know, that, you know, Coach Prime is trying to talk the Broncos into finding a way to keep him in Colorado, which, believe me, I would not say no to. And hell, there was a point I was trying to speak that into existence. I don't know how likely that is now, especially with the way that the Broncos have been doing, but man, like, I'm going to say no to that cheat code? I mean, shit. But really, in all seriousness, what I want to say about this is, for me, so long as the Buffaloes continue their winning ways, I don't know necessarily that they'll get into the playoff. I really do anticipate that at the rate that they're going, they're very much a shoo-in for a bowl game at the very least. And knowing that, you're kind of having less and less reason to say no. You're running out of reasons. I don't even know if you have any reasons to say no now, you know. But I guess only time will tell. There's still plenty of football to be played. But just going off of what I've seen so far, and just the fact that there really aren't any more unbeatens in college football right now. So that's something you got to take into consideration. I mean, we would still have at least 1, 2, maybe even 3 undefeated teams at this point in the season right now. That's far beyond out the window at this point. But nonetheless, that's just where I'm at on that. Y'all know what it is. Let me know what y'all think down below. Like, share, and subscribe if y'all enjoyed. I am A&J, and of course there will be more.